Now, Adam and Eve and Lilith aren't the only inhabitants of this new world. There were birds and fishes, mammals and insects. Some were quite fantastic, unusual, and bizarre. Let me tell you about 3 of them. The first is a bird. It is called a ziz. Imagine a bird with sparkling diamond eyes and a golden beak. A bird so big it would take you 3 days and nights just to walk in a circle around it. The ziz was so tremendous it could fly around the world with 7 flaps of its wings. Each one of its feathers was as big as a pine tree. Some of these feathers were blue, others red, some light or green, and as it streaked through the sky, it left behind it a sparkling, colorful trail, like a lost rainbow. The ziz fed its young on elephants, which they would carry across the ocean 3 at a time, and drop like worms into the throats of their hungry chicks. The ziz eggs were as large as castles. There was so much yolk inside the egg, it was like a lake in a shell. It was said that once a ziz egg rolled out of its nest, down the mountain, and smashed against the hill. The liquid of the egg gushed out of the shell and roared down the countryside in a flood so great the people below could not get away in time. And 3 unfortunate cities were drowned. People of many cultures have seen these birds. 2,000 years ago, a tribe in Persia claimed they actually killed a ziz. They cooked the bird over a burning forest, and 20,000 people feasted for 7 days and 7 nights on its meat. They say it tasted like honey and eggs, but as the flesh of this bird touched their tongue, it made a strange and eerie sound. It said, "Zilz." Another one of the amazing creatures in Jewish mythology is the Leviathan. Some say he was an exiled angel. Some say he was a dragon. Some say he was the snake that was in the tree of knowledge. But all the myths agree that he was a water creature whose strength, size, and power was far greater than any other being, except the Almighty One. The Leviathan had more eyes than the worst stars in the sky. As some eyes slept, others stayed open, so the monster was always on guard. He had huge black tusks that were terrible and twirling. Poisonous slime dripped from his putrid lips. From his nose came billowing smoke. From his mouth, bolts of fire. From his eyes, evil shafts of burning light lashed across the ocean. His blood was red hot, and this made the water around him boil and steam. Waves of stinking fume rose constantly from his massive body, and if it weren't for periodic strong winds, his breath would have poisoned the blue sky. Some legends say that there was once 2 water dragons. If they would have a child, the 3 of them could have destroyed the world. So the Almighty One fought them, killed the female, and gelded the male. It's said that the Lord keeps the male alive, just so he can wrestle him 3 hours a day, and in this way, God stays in sync. At the end of time, the Great Spirit will slay Leviathan and feed the people of the world upon his flesh. Each of the families will be given a piece of his skin. This will make into tents, and those shimmering tents will stretch from one end of the world to the other. Now, people have told us about the first land animal to appear on Earth. He was known as King of Beasts, but it was not the lion. He was called Behemoth. Picture him as a good-hearted hippopotamus of tremendous size. His skin shiny and black. His eyes sparkle with wisdom. The fragrance that comes from his body is as sweet as fresh strawberries. The other animals do not fear him because he's a gentle vegetarian. Behemoth is so huge that he could devour the largest forest in one day. So the great creator gave him 10,000 mountains. Each morning, these 10,000 mountains were clothed with colorful flowers, bushes, trees, and grasses. Each morning, Behemoth begins to graze, and by the time the sun sets, he has eaten every blade of grass, every pine tree, weed, and flower on those 10,000 mountains. Then those 10,000 mountains stand brown and barren. But overnight, every night, as the king of beasts sleeps, the greenery springs forth from the earth, and so that by morning the mountains are once again clothed with fresh green plants for Behemoth to dine on. It is not his size or power that makes him king of beasts. It is mainly his wisdom and understanding that leads the animals to look upon him as their teacher and guide. Every year on the summer solstice, he lifts his mighty head into the sky and lets out a deep moo. This sound is heard by all animals all over the world. Many millions of bears, lions, dogs, zebras, and many others make their way through great hardships to be with their king on that day. It is in this council of animals that he reminds them of the Creator's plan, that all animals should respect the earth. The stronger ones should take only what they need, and leave the weaker ones in peace. It is said that he's still alive, hidden in some remote place on earth, but still teaching and leading the animals, for Behemoth is still the real king of beasts.